And that's for society. And this is for YouTube. And this is for anybody who doesn't like what I'm about to say. Okay, so I am no expert on this topic, but I just really wanted to talk about the topic. It was really interesting, very intriguing to me. It really was. And the topic is pretty privilege. So I first want to start off by saying I really feel like pretty privilege is something that has been made up by whomever, society, whoever. It's really made up, and it was made up to make one feel superior than another, and that's horrible. Pretty privilege has it's a lot of layers. It gets really deep. I'm not gonna go that deep. I'm just gonna kind of like, kind of tell you guys how I feel about it. But it has a lot of layers, really deep. It has all the isms. If you don't know what the isms are, colorism, racism, all of that, fat phobia, it gets deep. And I'm not going to go there. I don't even feel like I've done enough research to go there. So, but it gets real. So anyway, I'm just going to just tell you guys how I feel about it and what it was like, and what I thought pretty privilege was. And that's why I'm saying pretty privilege in the hood, because I totally had the wrong perception of what pretty privilege was. Growing up in the hood, to me, pretty privilege was getting, like, when dudes like bought you things and took you out. Anyway, we'll get into it. So, and that's for society. And this is for YouTube. And this is for anybody who doesn't like what I'm about to say. I'm just playing out. But, no, I came out here to talk about pretty privilege. So I'm mad. And the reason I said YouTube is because how you think I seen this stuff? Sheesh. I love YouTube. I'm from my move. I love YouTube. But society, for sure. Because do y'all know that this whole time, baby, you couldn't tell me that I ain't had pretty privilege? I think I had a misconception of what pretty privilege was. So there's, of course, a difference in someone courting you, dating you, and pretty privilege, because obviously that person is interested in you, and so they do those things because that's what males do to, go ahead on with the relationship. They buy you things, they buy you dinner and stuff like that. And so in my mind, I'm like, all this time in my mind, I'm like, I got pretty privilege because even like women would buy me gifts. Like I had got a diamond cut bracelet. Oh my God, it was beautiful. And not to go off topic, but my cousin stole it in 2004. I will never forget that. That was the biggest gift I had got when I was so young. I was only like maybe 15, 16. And yeah, she stole it and she still has it. And she wears it to this day like it's hers. Anyway, if you see this video, I know you got my bracelet. Why would you do that? Anyway, dudes would buy like me meals with my, me and my friends. If I wanted to go out to eat and my friends were with me, that he would buy all of us dinner and stuff like that. So I don't know, and shoes and like all types of gifts. My phone bill was paid, and this was when I was, of course, I'm dating scene, when I was a teenager. Also, I've had 3 proposals. That might not seem a lot to some people, but it's a lot to me because a lot of people don't even get proposed to. Like, these were real proposals. So, and not by no jailbird, no felon. I don't deal with felons or jailbirds. These were by, like, my proposals were from really good men. Like, they were great. But I was a mess when I was a teenager. So, Yeah, I mean, so those things made me feel like I had pretty privilege, right? But pretty privilege is being afforded something because, like, solely based on your looks, your aesthetic. So I have not been like, for example, I've never been on a club scene like that, but the 2 times or 3 times I went to the club, nobody's never been like, hey, you come here, like, come to the front of the line, like, because I look that good. Or nobody has been like, um you so cute, let me give you these tickets that I got, like, I want you to come to a concert with me because you're cute. Like, no. um I have never been afforded anything to make me like go higher in life because of my looks. So I'm like, dang, I'm pissed off. Like, I'm mad I watched these videos and now I really know what pretty privilege is, because now I am not in that box. You guys, me out the box, out the pretty privilege box. I really thought I had it. And then on top of that, I learned that pretty privilege is really, in society deems pretty privilege to be for a certain type of girl, a white girl, blonde hair, blue eyes. Those are the girls who are considered, who society deems to be beautiful. And so I feel like that is who pretty privilege started out for. Like, because I don't think that's a real thing. I really don't think that pretty privilege is a real thing. So, because I feel like we'll get to that later, but yeah, so but if you're of another ethnicity and you have these slender features like the slim nose and all that stuff, you're deemed to be beautiful as well. It's so weird because I love my nose, I love my skin tone, honey, I love everything about me, and you can't tell me that I'm not beautiful. But I hate that I had that misconception of what pretty privilege was, and I hate that I know now. Like, you're not getting afforded anything because of how you look. Yes, those dudes were courting you, they were dating you, those were potential husbands and stuff like that. Like, these people were, you're really dating, you're in relationships. So those are the things they should have been doing. And when I walk in a room, like, and disclaimer, I am delusional. So when I walk in a room, I think that everybody's looking at me. But nobody's ever told me, like, girl, when you walk in the room, all the heads turn. All the dudes was looking. Girl, no, nobody ever said that. In my mind. I think that. But, you know, so that's a part of pretty privilege. And I'm just like, why did you guys tell me this? Like, this sucks. It really does. Even though it doesn't change my mind, because I still think I look good. And I feel like everybody has that chance to be, to have that pretty privilege. Like, it's all about, I feel like it's all about you and the thing that the aura that you exude. I think that you can have pretty privilege. You can, you know, even based off your personality, it doesn't have to be physical. You can have that pretty privilege. And I think that you do choose to have pretty privilege because you know the things that society wants. So if you really want this pretty privilege, you go and get it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I really don't want to speak. I don't hate speaking on people, but I just think that this is how it is for, like, SZA. She looks like one way, now she looks this way, and she's booming, she's banging, like, and everybody loves it. So sometimes people change themselves to fit in a certain, you know, not saying that's what she did because she didn't tell me that, so how would I know that? But I'm just saying, like, she's an example of you can change yourself to fit in certain rooms, like, if you want to. So I think anybody can be afforded that luxury of having pretty privilege. And I also think that it's the demographics, it's the area that you are around. Because just because you're in Cali and the dudes, you're popular, the dudes like you, they're like, oh, she's so fine, she's lit, she's that. When you go to New York, they're gonna be like, ew, gross. Or you might go to Miami and be like, thinking that you're gonna get all these pretty girl privileges, and they're like, girl, you're whack, or you're too black, or you're too fat, or you're too small. You get what I'm saying? Like, in different areas, people like different things, different neighborhoods, different cities, different things. So, and I feel like everybody should be able to relate with that. It depends on where you are. And I feel like when I was hearing some of those ladies say they haven't had free drinks or like anything given to them, or men don't come up to them and talk to them, or offer to buy them dinner. That's weird to me. Because I feel like at one point, and at least one point in your life, you should have gotten that. But they're saying that since they were younger, all the way up until they're like 28, 29, they haven't had anybody, like, nobody was really checking for them. That's strange to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I wish I could understand it, but whatever. But anyway, that's all I really had to say. I just was like, what? I didn't even know what pretty privilege was. Like, and if you would have asked me, and I did not know the definition of what pretty privilege is, like before I didn't know the definition, I didn't even know this thing existed, I would say, yeah, I got pretty privilege. Yeah, I got that. So, yeah, it's really disturbing that now. No, that I don't. It's horrible. It's horrible. Anyway, y'all, I'll keep talking y'all, but tell me what y'all think in the comments below. What do y'all think? Is pretty is pretty privilege a real thing? It's something that people have made up to make one feel superior, more superior than others. And it's just weird. Another thing added onto everything else we have going on in this world. And it does bring in other stuff that I want to touch bases on, like the isms, all the isms. It's just so crazy. Y'all, why y'all do this to me? Because I definitely don't fit what society deems as beautiful. Because I'm fat, I'm black, I don't even know what else. Child, I'm probably all of the things are the things that they don't want. But you can't put me in that box, baby. Don't put yourself in that box. If you think you got pretty privilege, then you got it. What is wrong with people? Let people live, let people be great. Everything ain't always about competition. We just try to live out here. Golly. Y'all make everything into a competition. It's not that deep. Anyway, I'm done ranting and raving. I love y'all.